What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to G Miles World Podcast. And right now we're going to be talking about Week 15, Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. You know, the Raiders and the Chargers, I know, like, people want to fire Brandon Staley, and yeah, I agree. Okay? I agree. You know what I'm saying, bro? Now, listen. I know Justin Herbert is out, right? So let me just, I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break this down as simply as possible so that everybody understands what's going on. Everybody else that played still gets paid, right? So you cannot give up 42 points in the first half, all right? Not only did you give up 63, a historic scoring record for the Raiders, you gave up 42 at the half. So I understand what's going on, you know, as far as the quarterback being out and you can't score points. But what about the defense? What were the Chargers doing? Now, I told you guys the Chargers were trash even when Justin Herbert was playing, right? But it's not about that anymore. Something's going on here because you can't do that. You just can't get beat on like this. And the only reason that Easton Stick scored any points is because they kind of took they took their foot off the gas in the second half. It's like, all right, go ahead. That's the only reason that the Chargers have 21. 63-21. Last week, they didn't score. They lost 3-0. Like this team, I'm going to tell you something right now, bro. They got a lot of things that they have to go over. But again, I really, really firmly believe after watching Justin Herbert play that he may need a fresh start somewhere else. I know it sounds crazy, but the dude is overthrowing 6'8" tight ends, and I just don't think he's good at football. But that's just my personal opinion, okay? Now, when you take a look at the rest of the team, Isaiah Spiller at running back, Joshua Kelly, Austin Eckler, what the hell was he doing? Dude, Austin Eckler has won so many people money in fantasy, and he just decided to go out there and take a whole crap on the field. You're like, dude, what are you doing? Dude, let me explain something to you, bro. This is really, really ridiculous that this actually happened in the way that it did happen. Because ultimately, when you think about it, right, what does this say about the overall team and the coaching staff of the Chargers? Are you saying that if Justin Herbert played in this game, that they wouldn't have lost the way that they lost? Because the defense would have probably still given up 63. Maybe the Chargers score more points, you could probably say. Because you got to say that Justin Herbert is better than Easton, right? So what are you looking for out of this Chargers team? And I don't have an answer for it. I don't know. Like, I thought Eckler would have gone out there and done, put some kind of work in. But before you knew what was going on, they were down 21-0. So I don't really know as far as like establishing the run, or if they would have tried to do something, where they can like steadily come back, like the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But this was really, really crazy. And it's to the point right now where I don't really understand what the future holds for this team, because it doesn't really make any sense when you look at it. Quentin Johnson, Johnston or whatever his name is, this dude goes out there, 2 receptions, he has 23 yards. Joshua Palmer, 4 receptions, 113 yards. Like, this is really, really stupid, bro. I gotta really understand, like, dog, none of this makes any sense to me. How do you, dude? Bro, the Raiders' defense is not that damn good. So how did this happen? And look, I'm not raging because I lost a parlay, even though some of my friends may or may have not lost parlays. But it's sort of like, bro, Chargers, you suck, but we gotta still like try to hit we gotta hit a lick. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you gotta go out there and do something. Now we jump over to the Raiders, right? Antonio Pierce, I like what he's doing with the team. I believe that they actually are feeding into what he's preaching. I think he's a much better coach than the guy that they fired. I don't want to even mention his name. That dude should have not even been a coach anyway, after what he did in the other, with the other teams that he was on. But let's not go into that. All right. Bill Belichick and his prodigies, like them dudes need to all just go away. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys understand something, right? Aiden O'Connell, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 77 QBR. 120 passer rating. Okay? They bring in, bro, Jacoby Myers, dog. A wide receiver. 2 of 2. 12 yards. 1 touchdown. What in the hell? Dude, okay, so look, let me say this, right? Fire the defensive coordinator. See, look, this is what I'm waiting to see today. Because I wouldn't wait until the weekend or next week. I'm waiting to see the breaking news come out that the defensive coordinator is fired first. See, if you fired the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, then it's sort of like, all right, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, now, we could breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could figure this out. This makes a lot of sense. We can move forward. If nobody gets fired, This team accepts losing. Look, the Chargers accept losing. If somebody is not fired within 48 hours, they accept what happened in this game. Now, let's continue to go through. Zamir White, 69 yards. Okay. Amir Abdullah, 32 yards. Okay. Brandon Bolden, 25 yards, whatever. Devontae Adams, 101 yards. If you guys took that bet, I forgot what they had with Devontae Adams. You probably won some money on that because he hasn't really been what we saw with the Packers. So we're not expecting Aiden O'Connell to go out there and just do whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying, bro? We're not expecting that. And I think there was something with him. Somebody remind me what it was with him, but it's very hard to kind of know what Devontae Adams is going to do because he hasn't really been good. But he had 12 targets, caught the ball 8 times. He had a touchdown and 101 yards. Everything else after that, I don't know what was going on with the team, in itself. Michael Mayer, new tight end on the squad. Hunter Renfrow not really doing anything. Jacoby Myers had 2 receptions, 32 yards, a touchdown. I don't really know. And this Trey Tucker guy with 2 TDs. Like, what's going on right now? Are we living in the Matrix, dude? Where's Neo? I got to tell you right now, though, before we go further into the rest of this, because, we already know the Raiders are not going to do anything, right? Are the Raiders... Can they possibly, if they win out and go 9-8, can they actually make the playoffs? Dude, I don't know. I wouldn't be nervous about them, though. They're not like the Lions. Like, some people were asking me about my opinion about the Raiders, right? They're like, yo, G, what do you think? Antonio Pierce taking over, the team looks different. They don't scare me as much as the Lions do. Even with a trash quarterback with the Lions, they're more scary for some reason, and I don't know why. It's something about that team. I don't know if it's Dan Campbell and, he just lays it on the line and just does what he wants. Antonio Pierce, the difference with him is that he's very, very, nonchalant and quiet on the sideline, and he doesn't really show emotion regularly. He's like a real, dude, I don't know what he's doing. He just stands there, very, very calm. So I don't really know what's going on with him. But I don't consider the Raiders somebody I would really worry about. I know it sounds like, yo, bro, I'm not really going crazy on them, but I don't really see. I don't know how they did this. How something happens and you're trying to figure out yo, that just happened, but how? That's what I'm still trying to figure out. I thought the Chargers had a pretty solid defense. I thought them boys played defense at least. This is really, really crazy. So even with this happening the way that it did, I'm not convinced that the Raiders are scary enough to make a run in the playoffs. It just makes me nervous that they were able to successfully do this in the manner in which they did it. That's ultimately what it was. But if anybody listening to this won money, God bless you, bro. Because I don't know how you guys bet these parlays with the stuff that goes on. It's really, really weird. And nobody could have told me that the Raiders were going to score 63. But I think the over was a little bit... I think if you bet the over, you probably won money too. This was just a weird game, bro, overall. I don't know. But I think with the Chargers overall, I know you guys are going to be asking about that. I do believe that the head coach should be fired. Brandon should be fired. But I believe that the defensive coordinator should go first. If they fire the defensive coordinator by the time you watch this video, now we're cooking with grease. You know what I'm saying, dude? With fresh oil. If they keep him, it shows that they accept this type of behavior and these type of losses. And I don't understand why that would be a thing or even an option. Let me know what you're thinking. I would love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments. Remember, you could download this podcast for free. G Myers World Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Android, everywhere. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.